Hello everyone, welcome to the channel The Formula for Success and Wealth, the place where you learn how to build assets and live smartly. Investing is, without a doubt, the real key to achieving financial freedom. And if you're thinking about putting $1,000 to work this year to grow that amount, you're on the right track. But everything depends on whether that's the only amount you're going to invest or if you'll be making additional contributions in the future. Let's start by imagining a scenario where you only have that $1,000 available and your plan is to invest it and let it grow over the next 10 years. There were times when average returns reached up to 50% annually, far outperforming the Dow Jones Index, though that was achieved with very small amounts of capital. If you managed to save $1,000 and are thinking about investing it in the stock market or in higher risk assets, congratulations. That's already more than most people do. But here comes a hard truth. If that's the only amount you'll be investing for a long time, then the stock market might not be the smartest choice. Let's consider a simple example. Imagine the year you invest happens to be one of those rare times the market performs exceptionally well and gives a 25% return. That's 15% above the average. Professional investors would be thrilled. But you, with your $1,000, would only make $250. Let's be honest, that's not a life-changing amount, especially when you consider the time involved. Before we go any further, here's something important. If you are still watching, it means this content is resonating with you. So hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on videos that can truly change your financial situation. Maybe you're thinking it'd be better to leave that money in a savings account or a CD, since those offer guaranteed returns. Let's break that down. In February 2023, the average interest rate on savings accounts was only 0.33% per year. After 5 years, that would turn your $1,000 into around $1,106. Pretty underwhelming. And even though the return is guaranteed, there's no way you'll build wealth like that. Now, what about a CD? For those who don't know, it's like a savings account, but with a fixed period where you can't touch the money without a penalty. The average return for a 5-year CD was 1.37% annually. That would turn your money into roughly $1,068. Enough for a new pair of jeans or shoes, but who wants to wait 5 years for that? Again, that's not wealth building. Even if you invest in the stock market with an average annual return of 7% over 5 years, your money would only grow to around $1,400. Of all the options, this would be the least bad, but still wouldn't bring any real financial transformation. That might feel disappointing, but there's a powerful alternative. Increasing your earning potential so you can invest consistently and truly build wealth. Most people use only a tiny fraction of their real potential. That's why any investment you make in yourself will always be the best one. As Warren Buffett put it, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. Learning new, valuable skills for today's market makes you more valuable, and that naturally leads to higher income. It's simple. The more you know, the more doors open for you. You can invest in books, courses, seminars, or online training. The more skills you acquire, the more employable you become, and the less likely you are to be laid off, especially during tough economic times. Fields like marketing or programming are great examples of highly demanded skills across multiple industries. Charlie Munger said it best. Become a lifelong learner, read voraciously, nurture curiosity, and aim to get a little wiser each day. The more you learn, the more you grow. And as you grow, so do your income and your quality of life. And if this content is already making you think differently, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. That way, you'll get all upcoming videos first and keep growing with us. Hold on. If this is already opening your mind, imagine what's coming next. Stop what you're doing and subscribe to the channel right now. Seriously, activate the bell, because this is where real, direct, and transformative content lives. Another thing you can do with your $1,000 is start building a new stream of income. One of the benefits of living in this digital era is that it's easier than ever to launch a side hustle thanks to the internet. The hard part is having the discipline to make it work. But if you invest in the right knowledge, you can take action and create something from scratch. The money you earn can either be reinvested into your business or used for other types of investments. With steady, recurring income, it becomes much easier to consistently contribute every month. Even if you're just starting, your mindset should stay the same. Keep investing in knowledge, because that will never be a waste. So the question becomes, what else can you do? The answer lies in finding a source of passive income. In other words, making your money work for you while you also continue to earn actively. As Buffett also said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And no one wants to spend their entire life working non-stop. The most common way to create passive income is through the stock market, but not in the way most people think. Many believe it's just about buying stocks in companies like Tesla, IBM, or Google and waiting. When you buy shares, you own a piece of the company. If they profit, you profit. If they lose, you lose too. This also applies when the share price rises or falls, or when dividends increase or decrease. But the safest way to invest in the market is through index funds. We've seen 14 presidents, 7 Republicans, and 7 Democrats, plus world wars, 9/11, the Cuban Missile Crisis. And still, according to Buffett, the best thing you could have done on March 11th, 1942, when he bought his first stock, was simply to buy an index fund. Guaranteed returns don't exist. But with discipline, consistency, and smart choices, that $1,000 can become the first step toward real financial change. When you begin to see money as a tool instead of a burden, everything shifts. Most people are stuck in a loop, earning, spending, getting into debt, and repeating. But you're here because you want something different. And that shift begins with awareness, strategy, and action. It's not about starting out with a lot of money. It's about knowing exactly what to do with the little you have right now. Even $1,000, when used wisely, can open the door to a whole new reality. Investing in yourself also has a powerful effect on your confidence. The more you grow, the more secure you feel when making decisions, negotiating your salary, starting a business, or even guiding others. That inner security gives you power. It makes you less dependent on luck or external changes. You don't have to wait for the market to improve or for policies to shift. You become your own best investment. And here's something few people talk about. When you grow, you inspire others. Family, friends, people close to you begin to notice the change. They ask what you did, how you managed to escape financial chaos, how you started earning extra income. And that's when you realize your progress doesn't just benefit you. It can become the spark that ignites transformation in the lives of those around you. Another way to keep moving forward is by creating semi-passive income streams like affiliate marketing, digital products, online content, or small online businesses. With the right knowledge, you can set up systems that work for you, even while you're focused on other things. For example, a YouTube channel, a monetized blog, an automated online store, or affiliate programs where you earn commission by recommending products. All of this is accessible to anyone willing to learn and take action. And the best part? Many of these paths can be started with less than $1,000. Often what you need most isn't money. It's focus, time, and a clear method. That's why we keep emphasizing the value of knowledge. When you know what you're doing, mistakes become fewer, results come faster, and your return is significantly higher. Now picture this. Every real you, save and invest intentionally, is like planting a seed. You might not see the fruits immediately, but over time, that seed becomes a tree, and that tree gives you shade, fruit, strong roots. That's how real wealth grows, not overnight, but steadily, stronger with time. There's also another key point that often goes unnoticed: your environment. If you're surrounded by people who only know how to spend, who don't understand investing, who fear trying anything new, it's very likely you'll end up doing the same. That's why, when you invest in your own growth, financial or personal, it's equally important to connect with people who are on the same path. Communities, mentorships, study groups, or specialized forums are great spaces to share experiences, learn faster, and realize you're not alone in this journey. And if everything you're hearing feels like a lot right now, don't worry. You don't have to do it all at once. All you need to do is begin. Take that first step, no matter how small. Set aside a portion of your income. Choose a course that teaches you something new. Open an investment account. Start consuming reliable content. What matters is that you move, get out of the cycle, break the inertia, and start creating momentum. Once you begin to take control of your finances, something remarkable happens. You stop living in survival mode. That constant feeling of barely making it, of always being one paycheck away from stress or disaster, starts to fade. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. That's the real power behind using your money with purpose. It's not about luxury or showing off. It's about peace of mind, choices, and having the freedom to say yes to opportunities without fear. When you decide to educate yourself financially, you start building a filter. You begin to recognize what's noise and what's truly valuable. You stop falling for quick win schemes or emotional purchases. You learn to delay gratification, and in that process, you become more confident and more strategic. You no longer ask, "What can I afford?" but instead, "What brings me the greatest return?" One of the most overlooked benefits of financial education is emotional clarity. Money is deeply emotional, linked to identity, self-worth, fear, guilt, even trauma. That's why most people avoid talking about it. But once you confront it, learn how it works, and take responsibility for it, your entire mindset changes. You stop seeing money as something that controls you and start seeing it as something you control. And let's be real. Most people are not broke because they lack intelligence or opportunity. They're broke because they never learned how money works. They were never taught how to manage their income, how to build assets, how to create systems that multiply what they earn. That's why investing in yourself isn't just a smart decision, it's a necessary one. The truth is, even if you double or triple your income, without the right mindset and financial structure, you'll always feel like it's not enough. The problem isn't always how much you earn, but how you manage what you keep. That's why creating habits now, even with just $1,000, is crucial. Because the habits you build at this level are the same habits that will support you when you're earning 10 times more. One of the simplest yet most powerful habits is automation. Set up a system where a percentage of every paycheck automatically goes into an investment or savings account. Even if it's just 10% or 15%, over time, it builds momentum. It removes emotion from the process. You're not deciding each month whether or not to invest. You're building wealth on autopilot. That consistency is what separates people who wish for freedom from those who create it. Another crucial habit is tracking your numbers. Know what's coming in, what's going out, and where it's going. Most people avoid this because they're afraid of what they'll see. But awareness is the first step to change. You don't need to be an accountant. Just start with a simple spreadsheet or app that helps you understand your spending. Once you see the leaks, you can patch them, and suddenly you find money you didn't know you had. From there, you can start to explore smarter decisions, like cutting expenses that don't add value to your life and redirecting that money into income-generating assets. You can begin experimenting with things like index funds, REITs, digital products, or side businesses. You don't have to go big, you just have to start. Test, learn, adjust. But keep moving forward. And here's something powerful to remember. You don't need permission to become financially independent. You don't need a degree, a promotion, or a green light from someone else. What you need is a decision, a firm, personal decision that your future will not look like your past. And once that decision is made, every step you take becomes an investment in that future. You can start a YouTube channel with your phone. You can write ebooks with free tools. You can promote affiliate products on social media. You can create online courses teaching what you already know. And when the money starts coming in, you reinvest it, not in more stuff, but in more knowledge, tools, and systems. You stack wins, you build momentum. Eventually you find yourself with options, and that's what real wealth is. Options. The option to say no to a job that drains you. The option to spend more time with your family. The option to take a break without falling into debt. The option to live with intention instead of desperation. That's what we're building here. Not overnight success, not some fantasy of millions, but real, tangible freedom. And it all starts with one step, one decision to stop consuming and start creating. One choice to stop running in circles and begin moving in a direction that leads somewhere. And here's the part nobody tells you. You're allowed to start small. You're allowed to be a beginner. You're allowed to not have it all figured out. The only thing you're not allowed to do is quit on yourself. Because there is someone out there, future you, counting on the decisions you make today. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a breath. You don't need a full plan to take the first step. You just need one action, something you can do right now that moves you closer to the life you want. That might be opening your first investment account. It might be setting aside $100 this month. It might be signing up for the Miles course linked below. So if this video helped you in any way, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And of course, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Right now, you could be the reason for someone else's life to change. See you in the next video. We'll be together.